Hey, this is AJ Mirzad, and I'm here with Sylvia Nasser. She is the fitness marketing branding expert, and Sylvia has a successful personal training business located in Long Island, New York, and she has some really good things to share about branding and finding your specific niche in the fitness industry. So, Sylvia, glad to have you on this call.
I'm excited. Let's get to it. I'm really excited. Thank you.
So Sylvia, I have been watching your stuff, your videos, your marketing, and I'm really impressed because you are so specific with who you target. And, it's a common misconception. I see a lot of trainers and boot camp instructors, they focus on really targeting a whole bunch of different people. And you have like just really positioned yourself as a specific expert in a specific niche. Women's fitness, only women's fitness.
Yep.
And explain like why is branding so important?
Well, branding is important because number one, you don't want to confuse people, right? So you want to make sure that when you're marketing yourself to clients, and whether it's getting new clients or retaining the clients you have, they need to know what you're about, who you are, and what you're going to provide for them. So if I'm going to be everything to everyone, you get lost in the mix. And then how do you differentiate yourself? I'd rather go to an expert, a go-to person about a certain thing, depending on, the results that I'm looking to get. So I chose female fitness clearly because I'm a woman. I started off in a all women's gym. It was what I felt comfortable with. It was my story being the overweight girl growing up. So all of these things really, it felt true. It felt natural to brand myself in female fitness.
Wow. And that's interesting because you will not train any dudes,
No.
right? Like none of your marketing is for dudes. I mean, like no men allowed in a sense.
Well, I mean, if they really want me to train them, I will. I don't turn any clients away. Like if they're like, "Still, I really want you to train me," that's fine. But you will never see it in my marketing material ever. It's not who I am targeting at all. No, it's all women.
That's really
Yeah.
fascinating. I completely agree with you. I feel like you should focus on a specific niche and only serve that niche, a specific target market. And it's tough because we're in a world where like you want to help everybody, you want to serve everybody, but as you said, when you try to focus on everybody, you're really serving nobody.
Right.
And so like let's say a trainer or a boot camp instructor wants to focus on a specific target market. Like, what tips do you have for them to find their unique ability?
Well, there's a lot of things, you can do. One is you have to answer a couple questions. One is, who do you feel comfortable with serving? And usually it's the person that's the extension of you. So the people that I serve, the clients that I provide value for are clients who are like me, let's
Mhm.
a couple years back when I was unhappy with my body and my health and my image. So I serve those people. And I use language that I would have liked to have heard when I was fishing for a trainer or a gym or a studio. I use language that appeals to me back when I had my issues, right? So what I do is it's really a good tip for any trainers to whip out a notebook. I'm like a pen and paper kind of girl, very traditional. Whip out your iPhone, I don't care, whatever it is that you could take notes, and create two columns. One is how you see yourself. Use descriptive language, certain words that would describe you.
Mhm.
Second, I would survey people and see how others describe you. If there's a disconnect there, then like, I don't know, like you need to reevaluate how you think about yourself. But if you see
Yes.
similarities, that those are the terms you can use in your branding, in your marketing material.
Mm.
Yeah, I find it really helpful. So for me, it was, keeping the fun and fitness. I'm, fun, silly, energetic kind of a person. So I try to extend that, portray that kind of a feeling in my branding. Um,
It's fascinating.
yeah, yeah.
So, so like, based on your expert opinion, what are some action steps for a fitness professional to find out who to target, find out what their exact brand is?
Okay, so like I said, definitely once you write down those key terms, another really like small tangible tip that I have is when you go to like a local bookstore or when you go online, what kind of websites do you look at? What kind of books do you pull out? What magazine articles do you read? I'm the kind of girl, I like my shape, I like my, women's health, self, all those things. So I'm not going to use the kind of marketing that maybe Muscle Fitness, or bodybuilding.com would use.
Yes.
So you have to see what feels true to you, what you gravitate towards. And if you're a trainer and you already have clients, look at the kind of clients that you get. I mean, you're going to attract certain clients, right? Based on who you are as a person, your authentic self. So, that's another tip. I love that what kind of magazine am I reading today? And then use that in your marketing, in your branding.
Wow. That's really powerful. I think telling people to just focus on the target market that you're just really passionate about.
Right.
The subjects you can talk for days and days about, what you're currently reading, what you're surrounding yourself with, what your thoughts are constantly circulating. That's really great. And, what if I say to myself, okay, I'm really passionate about this specific area of fitness, but I feel like it's such a small group of people. Like, if I just say general weight loss or just muscle building, I'll attract larger droves of people. Am I limiting myself by only focusing on this small specific market?
No, because it's clear. The message that you're laying out is clear. It's actually easier to get clients when you focus on that one target group. If you're going for weight loss, I mean, God, first of all, you have so many competitors. How many trainers are out there in studios? You're competing with studios, you're competing with big corporate gyms, you're competing with other in-home trainers, you're competing with online trainers. So, I mean, why would you want to have such competition? Why don't you focus it? Get a clear picture of who you want your client to be, get a clear picture of how you want to brand yourself, and it's just going to be easier to get clients that way.
Great, Sylvia. That's a great insight, because you're right. When you're talking to a specific person, when they're watching your video, reading your copy, just on your website, they feel like you're talking directly to them.
Exactly. And that's the future of I think of fitness and branding in general is having that personable touch. I think people are sick and tired of the scammy type of websites. Or, I can do this for you, and in 5 days you can lose 100 pounds. Like I feel like no one wants to really read that or listen to that anymore. Or the big corporate gyms that do the same thing. Like, I don't know. You need to be personable in your branding, and you need to be transparent and be your authentic self, and you'll have such an easier time getting clients that way.
Beautiful. Well said, Sylvia. Okay, so I'm going to, get off this call with you. Right now, what should I do to figure out my specific brand?
Write down who you are as a person. Write down what others think of you to be. Write down the kinds of things that you are attracted to. The examples like the magazine, the books, the things that you like to surround yourself with. And write down what kind of business or practice you want to have. When you write these things down, it becomes so clear to you. Write. That's my
Wow. No, that's great. I mean, I like the whole part about asking other people.
Yeah.
Because, like surveying, figuring out how other people see you, where they see your strengths are. That's very important.
Yeah, there could be a disconnect if you don't find out. I mean, you could have a completely different perception than what others perceive you to be. So you need to sort of bridge that gap and figure out who you are and who you want your clients to be and who your clients are. So you have to figure all that out. And the best way to do it is to write everything down. So.
All right, Sylvia. So, hey, I appreciate those insights. I mean, I learned a lot from what you just said.
Thank you.
And, that's it. Really figure out a specific market. What are you passionate about? What do you go to sleep and wake up thinking about? ask people around you, and bam, that's it. You
Yes,
figured out.
people see that. They see that and they gravitate towards that. So I agree. Yep.
All right, Sylvia. Good talk, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, AJ. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.